Hi, today I want to talk about belief and the importance of having faith in oneself and the importance of actually believing in yourself and actually thinking that you can achieve things that historically seem impossible or people think you're incapable. You see, a lot of guys in our position, people automatically put us in a box. They automatically think they know us and they like to do a lot of self projection, stuff like that. But if you really think about it, some of history's greatest artists, your Julius Caesars, your Vincent van Gogh, yes, I say Julius Caesar's an artist because even though he painted, he painted art with the sword, you know what I mean? And he painted portraits of blood and gore. Still, the way he commanded his armies, the way he won those military victories is an art in its own self. And then you have your Vincent van Goghs. You have a myriad of people in the world that the world looks at in a certain way. And you got to think about all the people in history. If they were transported to this generation, they'll be known as losers and failures. If you look at somebody like William Shakespeare or something like that, he'll be a starving poet. Tell me what job would help William Shakespeare become William Shakespeare. He would have to take a part-time job at Amazon, another job on the side, try to do YouTube. It'll be a struggle. It'll be a battle. So one thing about having an innovative and creative soul is that you know what you desire in your heart. You know deep down inside whether you should be making music, whether you should be painting, drawing, or something like that. Something that brings a spark to your soul. Something that brings fluidity to the spirit. Something that brings spiritual growth and development. And I'll give you an example. Somebody that wants to be a singer or something like that. They know deep down inside they can sing their ass off. They just need the right correspondence of people around them so they can sing. But unfortunately, they're not around the right people, or they're around people who don't want to see them win. So this person goes their life, job to job, school to school to school, never really realizing their full potential and their full capacity of their talents. And if they get into their mid 30s or they get into their late 20s, and if they haven't really achieved anything in life, people are going to shit on them and talk about them and say that you haven't really achieved anything. You know, there's a lot of broken dreams, broken promises, and broken souls in this world. And it's absolutely brutal if you really think about it. Because a lot of people just want to succeed. Everybody wants to succeed. Nobody wants to be a failure. No one wants to be a loser. Nobody. Everybody wants to win. But the cold hard truth is that only the top is lonely. Only a select few people can make it to the top. The majority of the pyramid, the majority of the people on the bottom have to be those who are struggling. We live in a capitalistic, ritualistic, ballistic, twisted, sick society. In this society, it's all about the prioritization and monetization. It's all about the money. It's all about the fomentation of money. Simple as that. Time is money, as they say. And to me, it's like being an eternal being, being an eternal spirit. Is this what we're all here for? Just to wage slave until the grave, never reaching our spiritual fruitions, never reaching our spiritual potentials, never reaching the spiritual heights of transparency and clarity. It's a rarity to have people think like this, to think about the spiritual world when they're trapped in this evil world. But what I mean, think about it in a real way. Why would a loving and caring God invent this world like this? And why is there so many systematic oppressions of you know, of the people? There's so many systematic ways of to just suppress people. It seems like this is deliberately done. It's like something doesn't want humanity to reach its full peak potential. So it isolates, it destroys, and it devastates. There's a reason, there's a story in the Bible called the Tower of Babel. And when the people came together and they tried to make this tower into the heavens or whatever, God or the Autobots or the demiurge, whatever you want to call it, he's seen it and was like, well, people can do this, then there's nothing that they won't be able to not do. They'll be able to do anything. And then he broke up the people and and then made them have different languages. Does that sound like a loving, caring father to you? Or does that sound like somebody trying to psychologically manipulate you? It sounds like you have some hidden power inside your soul that somebody doesn't want you to know. I don't know, man, but today's message, man, is belief. Have belief in yourself. Because if you don't have belief in yourself, especially as a grown man, you have to have belief in yourself and belief in your talents and belief in your acuities, and belief in your propensities. You have to have belief in yourself. It's the only thing that's going to carry you to wealth.